Hello, my name is Emily Lilly, and I'm inviting you here to 84th Southeast 4th Avenue, the home of the Cultural Center and once the home of Robert and Martha Butler. We're going to take you inside and meet some friends, and there you will see what we are planning to do with this beautiful home. So won't you come on in and meet some of our friends?
Hi, my name is Judy. I'm a volunteer for the Historical Society, and I'm the Vice President of the Historical Society. This is my friend Gabriella. We started this project back in November and had a really good start to it, and then the virus came along. So we're getting back into it now, and I'm going to be introducing other volunteers to you in the coming weeks. We're happy to have you here. Thank you.
Hi again, Gabriella here. This is Studio A, and I am a volunteer, cleaned up the place and preparing it now for more art classes. Actually, I'm also the art instructor, and we are just hoping to be back soon with a lot of more art programs for adults and children to enrich our community.
Oh, Gabriella, I'm so glad that you're here, because we were going to take a look at this painting today as one of our first kind of cultural experiences. And this one happened to be an artist. Her name is Marie Mason. She painted during the 1960s, which is perfect for that mid-century time. And this is the Hillsborough Inlet Bridge back then. And what I'm understanding is that there's actually, in order to make the bridge go up, they actually had to crank the thing. So it's really, I mean, and you can see the cars and all that. So I just wanted, maybe you could give us an opinion or tell us a little bit more about how the painting was constructed.
Oh, yes, I'm glad to, and I'm happy to be here too. This is an oil painting, and she used a lot of detail, and she liked to play with light a lot. So you see the black and the light on the wooden poles. You see the shadows very nicely. The ocean, or the intercoastal, I think, is very calm. She created it seems like the sunset with the clouds in the sky. So lots of details, lots of beautiful, vibrant colors.
Ah, thank you. Yes, I would agree with that, definitely. And the one thing I thought was also interesting was that Marie Mason also painted in like ultraviolet neon paints. You probably would know more about that, definitely. And so that they had a very important presence during, like, using a black light. And she did that for, like, the bars, the restaurants, and all that. So I thought maybe we could do something like that, if it sounds interesting to you.
Of course, everybody would love to play with paint and different kinds of paint.
And here's a bit of history about Marie Mason. Marie started as a portrait painter in New York, designed an exhibit for the New York World's Fair in 1939. After World War II, Marie moved to Miami, Florida, where she made her living as a mural artist. Her talents spread to interior decorating of nightclubs. The lighting in the nightclubs presented Marie with a challenge. Her beautiful murals could not be seen in the dim light, so she began experimenting with fluorescent paints and black lights. The results were magnificent. She created a style of painting that is beautiful in daylight or complete darkness under a black light. Marie moved to Deerfield, Pompano area in the 1950s and continued to paint her blacklight paintings and murals. While living in Deerfield, Marie was commissioned by members of the Gold Coast Shrine Club to paint the history of the Intercoastal Waterway by creating images of the old intercoastal bridges, the lighthouse, and the Boca Raton Hotel and Club. There's 6 of these oil paintings, and one was recently donated to the Historical Society for display today. Well, here we are in the kitchen. It has a beautiful atrium, so we've got some lovely light to work with. And this is Martha's kitchen, and soon it's going to transform itself into a Norman Rockwell kitchen, which I think is going to be quite unique, considering that he's also definitely an artist of the mid-century period. This is the Grand Lounge. Obviously it was at one time the dining room and living area, but it's going to become a performance area. And it's a play on words, actually, because you can see that we have a beautiful baby grand piano that was donated by David Butler so that we could use it just for this purpose. And now you're looking at the exhibition room. It was primarily for bookcases at one time. And then you'll see that from each area there's doors that will be going into different studios. We'll have Studio A, Studio B, Studio C, and then to your right will be a wonderful resource, a library and art gallery. This is where the resource library is going to be. And also we're very excited about the area because it's going to be an art gallery where we can have different exhibitions from local artists. Also, you can see we also have another Marie Mason, which is going to be a centerpiece, of course, for this room. I think it's going to be quite special. This is going to be the breakaway room. And what we're going to have here is there's going to be different tables where we can have discussions, and people can separate and take that kind of thing where we can then come back together again. And it's perfect because it has so many of the open doors that it has access to the entire house. This area is called the atrium, and obviously it's because it has this wonderful light through the ceiling, and where we're going to be doing workshops and different kinds of activities. And also it's a perfect entrance to be able to go into the grand salon. This is going to be the pavilion, and as you can see we have a pretty good start on it. It's going to be a place where we can do different kinds of workshops, and also because of the second entrance, I'm sure that it's going to be an area to welcome our guests.
Hello, Emily.
Oh, hi, James. Come on in.
Thank you, thank you. How you doing today?
I am absolutely wonderful. And you being our neighbor here at the Cultural Center, you knew the owners of this building. Can you tell us a little bit about them?
Yes, I knew that.
Come on in and talk.
Thank you, thank you. So, before we begin, let me just start by saying how much I miss Bob and Martha. They were amazing people, and basically every day that I would come in, I would see them working on the yard, and it was basically 20-30 minutes of talking about how the day went and how they're doing. They loved to work on the outside, they loved to work on the yard, and they were wonderful, friendly people, cornerstones of the community. You wouldn't know it by looking at it now, but this room used to be their living room. There was couches and a television and so forth, and this is where they would sit on hot summer days and just enjoy life. When I was brought into the house to talk, we'd talk for hours sometimes, right here. And of course, once again, looking at it, you wouldn't know it because it just doesn't look like it used to be, but it was a wonderful, wonderful time with them. Bob and Martha were the kind of people, the kind of neighbors that it didn't matter how the day was. You just spoke to them. They were wonderful. They always accepted you. They open arms, very social, very wonderful people. And I miss them terribly.